Hi! Come on in! I am thrilled you decide to invite me into your home every day. Now, since you can't come and visit with me daily, I have created a way that I could be with you to motivate and educate you on this great journey. Now, I know you have the Daily Meal Life Plan, and I know it's all started overwhelming right now, but take a deep breath because you are going to be my next success story. Well, there's no better time than right now to start. So get ready, get set, and go to health. This is day 1, numero uno, the first day of a brand new start. Today, you're going to make a commitment with yourself. And today you're going to begin a program that could be the beginning of a brand new you. Now, besides a life plan, there are a couple of basic things you need to get started that are essential. Now, the first is a bathroom scale. I'll be right back. Let me show you. Oh no! Listen, a bathroom scale, I can hear you growing already. But believe it or not, the scale is gonna be your friend, not your enemy. So get it out of the garage or out of the closet, or if you don't have one, go out today and get it. Because every week, we're gonna check your progress on the scale and use it as a guide to help you reach your goal. Now next you're going to need some measuring cups and some measuring spoons. Yeah, you're gonna love these, and don't laugh now. You heard Gerald saying you are what you eat? Well, it's true. Now you're gonna learn how to measure what goes inside you. What I'm gonna be teaching you is called portion control, and you're never gonna know how to portion out your food if you can visually see, well, what a tablespoon of oil looks like, or half a cup of pasta looks like. Now, here's another item that you really have to have in your kitchen. It is a food scale, so you can weigh out things like meat and cheese or other foods that won't fit into a cup or in a spoon. I can't stress enough how important it is to keep the correct portions of food. Now, finally, get yourself one of these. It's a tape measure! Look, as a kid, I hated the tape measure. I mean, I know it was fat. Why measure it? But today, this tape measure takes on a different meaning because now I use it to check my progress. You see, sometimes you can lose inches if you're not losing weight. So get a tape measure. It's a good way to keep track of just how you're doing. Let's see, I think the scale, the cups, I think that's everything. Wait. I want you to get out your life plan, daily meal instruction manual, and turn to page number 5. My contract with myself. If you haven't filled this page out, let's do it now. I want you to write your name in and your current weight. I told you you will need that scale. Now fill in how much weight you want to lose in the area that says, I wish to lose weight because I want you to write in, I am worth it. And you are. You deserve health, and you deserve happiness, and that's exactly what you're going to get. Now I have some homework for you to do. I want you to read over this entire manual, and I want you to listen to the audio cassette, because you can set up your Daily Meal wallet. For most of you, the Daily Meal wallet in your life plan is brand new. And I want you to be absolutely sure you understand how it works. But from some of the letters I received, I know some of you may have gotten your Daily Meal program a long time ago. And you want to use these new day-by-day tapes to get yourself motivated. For those of you who already have your Daily Meal, I want you to go get it out of the basement, dust it off, and please start using it. Tomorrow, we're going to take a look at all the cards and how the entire plan works. But before I go, I just want to say that I am very proud of you. I am proud you are starting this program, and I am honored you're letting me help. Do your homework. It's day number 2, and it's time to take a close look at the meal. Now, I really want you to understand how this works because it's the very core of my life plan. Now, no matter how much weight you have to lose, everybody has to start at 1,000 calories for the first week. Why 1,000 calories? Because you should never go under 1,000 calories. You will really be messing up your body, and every doctor would agree with me. So, now get out your wallet and get out your cards. We're going to set up 1,000 calories. Now you have 3 meat cards. These are the red cards, and you put them in the wallet. Then you're going to get 1, 2, 3 of the brown cards, and that's bread cards. That's rice and potatoes and stuff. So you can see everything's written on the cards. You can put those in. Then you have 2 dairy cards. Those are the blue cards, and you slip them in your wallet, and you get 1, 2, 3 of the vegetable cards. And you put them in, and this is what it looks like. That's the first column of your deal a meal wallet. Okay, let's work on the next one. You get 2 pink cards. Those are the fruit cards. 1, 2. The yellow cards, aren't they pretty? The little fat cards. 1, 2, 3. You put those in your wallet. You're gonna have a black card for the grains and a white card for the sugar. Ta-da! This is what your wallet should look like for the first week for deal meal. Does it look like that? Now come over here. I want to show you something. This is a lot of food. I mean, feast your eyes on how much you can have in one day. This is what 1,000 calories of food looks like. Okay, so let's get it started and let's begin with breakfast. Suppose you want a bowl of cereal. Well, a half a cup of cereal will cost you 1 bread card. And you move that to place more breakfast on the right side of your wallet. And don't forget to move a dairy card for the non-fat milk you can eat. If you like some thin sliced bananas on your cereal, we can have a half a banana sliced up, but you gotta move over for the fruit card. And finally, a cup of coffee. Well, that's going to be a grain card. That's breakfast. So that's breakfast. Now, how about soup and salad for lunch? You need a cup of chicken or vegetable broth with vegetables. You need to pull your sugar card for the broth and the vegetable cards for the vegetables order in the soup. A lettuce salad with sliced assorted vegetable and 2 tablespoons of low-cal dressing will cost you a fat card for the dressing. You only need to count 1 vegetable card for a whole lunch. Finally, 2 breadsticks equals 1 bread card. Now this is a very good lunch to choose. You happen to be going out to dinner because so far you haven't used your meat cards. So for dinner now, you can have 3 ounces of baked herb chicken breast, skinned of course, with 1/2 cup of cooked rice, 1/2 cup of cooked string beans, with 2 teaspoons of dyed margarine. Now this will cost you 3 meat cards, 1 bread card, 1 vegetable card, and 1 fat card. And guess what? You'll still have a fat card up your sleeves, so you can have a freebie salad dinner with 2 tablespoons of low-cal dressing. Now let's see what you have left over for snacks. You only use 1 fruit card, so you can have another piece of fruit during the day. And how about a cup of raw celery and carrots, and 1/4 cup of cottage cheese. You can season it with some herbs on our free sugar. Here's grain cards. So it's goes third. Here's. You can season it with some herbs on your grain card. That will use up your 3rd vegetable cards and also your other dairy cards. And can you believe all this food? Adding you're on deal a meal, your cards will help you keep track of what you eat, how much you eat, and how often you eat. See, once your cards are used up, that's it for today. Well, except for that sugar card. See, you'll be learning how to plan your eating, spacing it out. We'll see you won't get hungry. Well, this is just like going to food school, isn't it? Advanced food school. Because this is way beyond learning the 4 food groups. When you graduate from deal a meal, you'll be such an expert on portion. All the stuff that you have to think about Well, let's just be automatic. So I hope you know what, when, and how much you'll be eating today. It's all in the cards, and if you follow them, success will be too far behind. It's day 3, and we're going to talk about sweat. Now, if you ever lose weight, and you're really serious about this commitment you made to change your lifestyle with Deal Meal, there's one very important component you have to add to this program, and that is exercise. Why do you need to exercise? I can't even begin to tell you how many times I'm asked that question. When I go to the mall and look there, that sweating like hard out, somebody hours asked me, Eric, why is it so important to exercise? Well, believe it or not, even with all the reports and magazines and on TV, but the benefits of exercise, most people simply do not exercise. We think of exercise, and the first thing we think about is pain. Oh, what torture! What a grueling, agonizing experience. Exercise isn't work. And believe me, nobody wants to break themselves if they don't have to. So we try to avoid exercise at all costs. Now here are some classic excuses I heard when people try to weasel out of exercise. Go to an aerobic class. Eric, I'd rather go to the movies. Take a walk after dinner? No way. If we can't walk on a full stomach. Ride a bicycle? Oh, I can't do that. My sissy hurt my buttons too much. If you're slowly sinking in your seat, because I'm saying this, then I know you are one of those people who dread exercise like to play too. Exercise is their partner. He really is. It gets her going. But it's sort of like this old wind-up musical toy. You flip the switch, and she starts dancing. And that's what exercise does for you. It fills you with energy. It makes you get up and go. Now, most of all, exercise gotta be fun, not painful. You heard the expression, no pain, no gain. Well, that's wrong. Because if you're exercising to the point and your muscles are really hurting, then you're doing more harm than good. Painful muscle joint exercise means that you are tearing down the tissue instead of building it up. Exercise goes hand in hand with your Deal Meal weight loss program. If you try to lose weight, and listen carefully, if you try to lose weight without exercising, you won't be successful, and that weight will always come back. You need to exercise to burn off the extra fat that's been stored in your body. And you need to exercise to tighten up the loose skin that you'll have after you lose weight. And here's a list of some of the benefits of Open Up Your Ears. Number 1, exercise strengthens your heart and gets the blood flowing throughout your arteries. It's great for your circulation, just remember that. Number 2, exercise helps you to reduce your stress and the tension in your life. You know when you're really obsessed and somebody tells you to let off some steam? Well, exercise is the perfect way to get rid of tension and stress that might be building up inside of you. Number 3, exercise, well, it makes your looks like you think about it. With all that blood flowing freely through your body, your skin color and your texture will look better than you ever imagined. That's because exercise increases your circulation, and the muscles and the tissues in your body are getting the blood they need. Number 4, exercise is going to make you sleep better. You know, people who have little or no activity in their lives don't sleep really well, so even though your body thinks it's tired, it's really not. Exercise gives your body a run for its money by working all the major muscle groups. The muscle will get tired and you will need to sleep to recharge your batteries. Number 5, finally, exercise. I love this one. It can make you live longer. Let's face it, if your heart is not strong, if your muscles and other parts of your body are not getting the blood flow they need, then your lifespan is going to be shorter. Your chances of heart disease and coronary artery disease will reduce with the regular plan of exercise. You know, I was 8 years old when I went to my first exercise class, and believe me, for someone who never exercised before in your life, it was a very intimidating experience. That's what I want you to start slow. If you never exercised before, begin your program at home. Get comfortable with them. You know, you got that. So into the oldies videos on YouTube, or you just go to youtube.com and search for Sweaty Oldies. It's right there for you. Hold up slowly. Don't try to get through the entire program if you're not used to exercising. Set little exercise goals for yourself. As you accomplish them, increase what you're doing. This is the best and only way to get started on a good exercise program. Now, ideally, you should be exercising 3 to 4 times per week, about 45 minutes to an hour each time. Now remember, what's the ideal situation? Start slow and work up to your goal and vary your exercise routine. Sometimes you do the Sweaty Oldies, and next time we'll take a nice walk. But no matter what you do, I'm going to leave you with just one very important thought. Wind yourself up, turn yourself on, and just do it. So far, we talked about the importance of good nutrition and eating the right portions of food. We also talked about why exercise is an absolute must in your daily life. Well, now we have to talk about motivation, how to stay motivated, and how to stay on track. For me, the number one priority is stay motivated. Is to have goals in mind that I want to achieve. And I do this through goal setting. Having your goals written down in black and white makes them real. Goal setting all to make sure to aware that you have a destination to reach. It's almost like mapping out your life when you're going a long trip. You want to get where you're going the quickest and best way possible. And the map, well, that's your guide. Well, a list of goals you put together will be your maps for life. And for the next 12 months, I'm going to be your navigator to help you find your way. Let me ask you, have you set your goals yet? Well, if you haven't, I've already got it for you. So let's go for the one that I think are important, that you can ask some personal goals of your own, okay? Goal number 1. I want to eat healthy and exercise every day. That's what eat right and exercise daily. Know about good nutrition, and those foods are good, low in fat and calories will help you choose the right food to eat. Your daily meal cards list all the foods each card represents. If you follow your cards, and I pray that you do, then you'll know that you'll be eating, and you'll eat the right portions. That's how you are going to lose weight. Now when it comes to exercise, think about this. A regular exercise program, 3 to 4 times a week, what you need to stay in shape. Now, I know life can be busy, and it's easy to say we don't have any time to exercise, but you gotta make time for that exercise. So instead of shuffling over to the TV after dinner, think about going for a walk. Not a power walk, but a nice brisk walk that will be great for your muscle tone and cardiovascular system. Okay, let's go on to number 2. Here it is. Be positive. I'm going to be a positive person. That's an important one. Ever notice that when you think sad thoughts, you feel sad? When you think happy thoughts, when you feel like jumping for joy? Well, to be a positive person, you have to think happy thoughts. If you go for a day with a positive outlook, even the toughest situation won't seem the tough anymore. We're going to talk a lot about positive and negative thoughts throughout the tapes. I'm going to teach you how to erase those negative words and thoughts out of your vocabulary forever, so that you can always be a very positive person. Alright, let's move on to goal number 3. I want to find more time for myself, more time for me. But you're already doing it right now. 5 minutes a day can be the little pick-me-up you need to get you going for the whole day. Now, I know your life plan gets busy, but if you want to be successful at anything, you have to take a few minutes out of the day just for you. Some days may be better than others, and that's where you can take a few minutes to reflect on what you've accomplished so far. On the really down days, you need to take time to take a few deep breaths and gather up your strength to get to the day. Always remember to take care of you first, then you'll be able to take care of all the other responsibilities more effectively. One more goal, and then it's your turn. Goal number 4. Make the most out of every day. I want to make the most out of every day of my life. This is a very important lifetime goal to strive for. That's because visit each day is the fullest meaning that you haven't wasted 1 precious minute for a short time God has given us. It means that you recognize yourself as a worthwhile individual with lots of talents to give to the world. Now, it also means that in order to get the most out of every day, you have to take care of YOU. And that goes back to goal number 1. I want to become a healthier person. So there you have it. Take a few minutes a day to add some more goals to your list. And every day, I want you to imagine your goals coming true. And you know what? They will come true. And this time, you're going to make your dreams a reality. Day number 5, and that's Words Day. Every week, I'm going to give you a new word to add to the new vocabulary that we're going to build for you. These are going to be positive words, words that will help you reach your goals. By the time we're done, you'll be a pro at spotting positive and negative words, and you'll be able to catch yourself before you're out of one negative syllable. So for today, we're going to start with one of my most favorite words of all time. That is the word fortitude. I just adore that word. There's something about that implies power and strength. And well, let me read you what it says here in this dictionary. Fortitude, strength, firmness of mind in leading danger or adversity. One of the cardinal virtues. Not giving way under the strain. Don't you just love it? Fortitude, a virtue. The word fortitude comes from the Latin term fortitudo, meaning strong in Old English. Fortitude came from the phrase fervor, meaning the place that is strong and protected from danger. Well, I try to lead every day of my life with fortitude. That's what keeps me going. Fortitude helps me to meet the toughest part of every day and get through it. And fortitude is what can help you face your toughest challenges. Let's talk about situations in your life where having fortitude can keep you strong. Alright, you've been on deal meal for about 5 days now. Things are going pretty well, and you seem to get the hang of using the cards. Now let's just say you're in a hurry today to get to work or you have some important keep. So you run out of the door and you leave your deal meal wallet and cards sitting on the counter. And you don't realize you've left them home until lunchtime. What are you going to do? Well, you could go back home and get them, but that may not be too practical. Now you're faced with a choice of saying to yourself, "Oh, forget it, I'm hungry, so I'm just going to eat whatever I want." Well, that would be real easy to do. Or you could say to yourself, this isn't the worst situation in the world. I remember what I had for lunch yesterday, when I had my card. So let me try to eat the same thing today, and then I know I won't be too far off. What you just did was call on your fortitude, your inner strength, to help you get through a potentially tough situation. Let's look at another scenario. Say you're at home today. You have your cards and your wallet right there with you. Things are quiet, and maybe the kids are at school or not working today. You're kind of looking around for something to do. It's not really time to eat, but you keep seeing is that refrigerator. What are you going to do? Well, I think you have two choices. You can either give in or raise the refrigerator, or you can put your coat on and go for a walk, or go outside and plant some flowers, or start cleaning out your closet, or whatever it may be. But you have to learn and look as in and say to yourself, I can get through this because I have fortitude. I'm going to look adversity right in the eye and say, oh no, you're not going to do that. That's not going to happen to me. I'm as strong as those hill forts in all Europe, so don't give in. Telling you all of this is one thing, but putting fortitude for is on another. It's going to take some practice, as there's not enough time where you may not be able to do it. But fortitude is really a fit of mind, and changing your mindsets can be difficult at times. You have to believe in yourself. You have to not be afraid to try. Even if you don't succeed, at least you gave it your best shot, and chances are, the next time you're faced with the tough situation, you'll rise to the challenge and make it. So that's why it takes fortitude. Just stick with your new eating plan. These first days on deal meal may be the hardest one you face, but you remember that your cards and your wallets are always there for you. Learn to trust them, just as you would to your friends. And don't give up, because once you get through the first couple of weeks, your new way of eating will become very natural. So let fortitude guide you for your day. And for heaven's sakes, please, don't run out of the house without your deal and meal card! Well, here we are. Day 6. Picture this for a minute. It's a cold winter day. If you're snowed in and you can't get to the store, what do you have around the house to eat? Well, usually this is a perfect excuse to go and snack on a goodies you save for company. But remember, we're setting up your deal meal kitchen. So I want you to keep some basic foods in the house so reduce your fat and your calories. Now, I believe there are some essential items you should always have in your home. These are staple items in my kitchen. If you stock up on these things, then you could stay on your deal meal program. So let's take a look and see what I have. Okay, now the first thing you need, well, is non-fat milk. That's right. I said non-fat milk. Well, I know. It's not the pure, gorgeous cow's milk you grew up on. It sort of had that blue tinge. And at first I had a hard time drinking non-fat milk. But I like drinking it from a cup that's not cleared. That way you don't see it. And that way you don't waste your fat cards. Because you don't count your fat cards for non-fat milk. And I'm not going to waste my fat cards on whole milk, and you're not going to either. So just remember, 2% fat milk, 1% milk, whole milk, they all still have fat in them. Don't waste your fat cards. Get non-fat milk. It's that easy. The next, always keep non-fat yogurt in my refrigerator. It really does make a great snack. You could kind of mix it with fresh fruits, which I love. Non-fat yogurt doesn't cost you any of those precious fat cards either. And yogurt is another great source of calcium too. So be sure you have non-fat in your fridge like I do. Okay, next. I love whole wheat bread. You must have that in your house. Now, nutritionally, whole wheat bread is better for you, and it tastes great too. But here's a little trick. Your bread card allows you one slice of bread. But I want you to search your market, and I want you to find the thin slice whole wheat bread because it's low in calories. That way, you'll get 2 slices of bread for the price of 1 bread card. Now that's more shopping, don't you think? There's a whole line of bakery products on the market today, like bagels and bialys that are very low in calories. So do some investigation and find these alternatives, so you can get the most out of every single bread cards. Let's see, what else do I do? I love salad. I always have lettuce and tomatoes and cucumbers, since I like to make salad when I'm going on the go. I like having crisp salad fixings always handy. Other things that I like to have around the house are veggie snacks. Oh, you're gonna love this. I keep this in my refrigerator of all the time. I take a clear glass jar and fill it with ice cold water, and I put things in it like carrots, celery, radishes, bell peppers, and cauliflowers. This is a refreshing snack because it's cold and crunchy and easy to prepare, so I want you to stock up on that. Now, another item I keep around is potatoes. There's something about baked potatoes that I just love, but I want you to be careful when you're shopping and look for things like low-fat sour cream or dyed margarine to use on your potatoes. The point is, you can enjoy a potato just like I do, but I want you to stay away from all the high-fat, high-calorie sour cream and cheeses that are going to cost you a lot of fat carbs. I also like to keep some fresh fruits in the fridge. Fresh fruits, fresh, beautiful fruits. Now be careful of the fruits you choose though, because some of them are high in their own natural sugars, which makes them high in calories. Check out your fruit cards if you see the correct versions. Apples, grapefruits, and melons and grapes are around the house, and perfect around a snack. Finally, I keep some popcorn in the cover. Now remember, a grain card is 1 cup of air pop popcorn, and this is what 1 cup looks like. So you can have popcorns for a snack. Just don't go overboard with it. And don't, for goodness sake, put any butter on it. Be sure you read the labels on the microwave popcorn. There's lots of hidden fats, and some calories, and some brands with it extra butter. Just don't want it, because you have to pull so many fat carbs. Well, there you are. You have it all. The essentials you need in your deal meal kitchen. Please, spend some time in a grocery store. Find a product that are low in fat and calories, that also a variety of over meal. With the right foods, it will be a snap for you to stay on your deal meal. Just imagine, it's snowing outside, and there you are, all snowed inside of your deal meal. Today is day number 7. We've all heard that the number 7 is a lucky number. There are 7 wonders of the world, All the oceans on Earth are known as the Seven Seas. The city of Rome was built on the seven hills of Rome, and God rested on the seventh day after He created the world. Well, for us, 7 is going to be a special number 2. That's because every 7th day, I'm going to tell you a success story, a story of inspiration and help. Now, many of you ask me what keeps me motivated, and well, 3 stories can keep me going, and I hope they do the same for you. Our first story is about Kathleen Duncan from Cedarville, Pennsylvania. I was doing a fundraiser for a local hospital, to hear the Sweat and Tears videos. There's 400 people in the world. Dances your heart out, and listen to music, and have a good old times. I noticed that one young lady in the crowd. She had what I called happy eyes. Some people smile with their mouths, others smile with their eyes, and Kathleen's eyes were just a chuckle. I had never seen her before, but I knew there was something very special about her. After class, she came over and introduced herself to me. Kathleen gave me a big hug and handed me a letter, and then disappeared in a crowd. A few hours later, I was on the plane heading home, and I opened that letter, and she wrote, "All of my life, I was overweight, Eric. My school years were pretty rough. Some of the kids were downright mean. Just about all of them were skinny and didn't understand how I felt being fat. High school was a lonely time for me. I never went to a prom, never danced in public, and never fit into the pretty clothes everyone else got to wear." She continues, "Now, for the good news. With your help, I have lost 50 pounds. I love myself now. I go out with my friends. I dance and pray. I fit into a size 9. When I look at myself now, I smiled. Without you and your program, I would have ridden the dive roller coasters for the rest of my life." Well, I was so touched by Kathleen and Sutter, but I tried calling her for 3 weeks and she was never home. Finally, one evening, I dialed her number. She answers. We had a terrific chat. Her voice had the same smile and had seen her eyes the day I met her. Now, while we're talking, she shared with me a recent highlights in her life. Kathleen had just pretended for 5 years her high school reunion. She walked in wearing a beautiful black and white polka dot party dress that showed off her brand new pink. At first, no one recognized her. She wasn't the same Kathleen in all the school with. Everyone in that home came over to congratulate her. Those that had once been mean to her without complimenting Kathleen on how great she looks. She made enough for missing her prom because she danced all night. She had the time of her life, just like Cinderella at the Prince's Ball. I asked Kathleen what goals were next on her list. At 23, she is a grad student getting on her master's degree in composition and creative writing. She plans to teach college. Kathleen is also writing a series of books to help teenagers to go process self. I also asked if she could tell you something. What will it be? And here's her reply. Keep thinking about the new you. Keep thinking how important you are. Learn to respect yourself. I didn't lose my way for kids back in high school. I lost it for me. It was my time to do it. Well, just like Kathleen, it's your time to do it too. There's no time like right now to make the commitment to yourself, to lose that way for yourself. And with encouragement of support, I know you can do it. I know you can do it because there are thousands of people out there who have done it. And even though Kathleen doesn't know you, and you don't know Kathleen, she's rooting for you because she's been there first, and knows what it takes. Thank you, Kathleen, for letting me share her story. And thank you for giving us the inspiration we all need to succeed. Marcy from Westwood, Michigan has lost 10 pounds. And Brian from Woodward City has lost 40 pounds. His wife, Dana, has lost 15 pounds. And their son, Marcus, has lost 5 pounds. Whole Deal Meal family. Isn't that terrific? Now the reason I'm bringing these to you to say is because, well, today is weighing day. And once a week we're going to have this day. And most people I know, well, to tell you the truth, most people I know, they either accept 2 or 3 times a day. But I don't want you to be caught in that, because that's really crazy. And we'll talk about that if someone did that. But I think that maybe you shouldn't weigh once a week. Now, some people like to weigh once a week. It usually goes along. It's something they've been doing for a long time. They see their grandmother weighing in once a week. They see their mother weighing once a week. So we're going to weigh in once a week. Now, that's 3 weeks, yeah, and weighing can be 2 weeks or every month. But make a commitment that ever you're going to weigh to yourself, once a day you're going to do it. So this is our weighing day. We haven't weighed in, so I want you to weigh yourself today and mark it down, okay? Now, today we're going to retouch a wall. So many things to do. You might say, hey, oh my, so many things to do in just one day. My God, you've been on stale meal for 1 whole week. So today you're going to add some more carbs. So far you've been on 1,000 calories a day, but today you need to increase your carbs intake and hold it till you reach your goal. Now, look at page 12 of your life plan instruction manual. Come on, get it out. Now, let's say that you're a woman with 25 pounds to lose. You should move up to 1,200 calories a day. For a man with 25 pounds to lose, the low moves up to 1,400 pounds a day. And see, if you have more than 40 pounds to lose, if you're a woman, you get 1,400 calories a day. And if you're a man, you get 1,600 calories. Now you'll probably think that, wait a minute, I haven't been hungry with 1,000 calories, and I lost weight. Why do I want to spoil it by adding more food? This is the whole point right here. This is a plan for the rest of your life. This is not a fat diet where you lose it quick and get it back faster. You're done with all that. The reason this works, and that the results are her asking instead of steady and sure. So make a point of using all your cards. These cards have an expiration date every day. You can save some to use tomorrow, and you will gain nothing by not using them at all. While trying to train your body to get used to the same lower level each day, so it won't store the excess fat. If you don't use up your carbs, your body will think it's being deprived. So it will store the energy instead of burning it, and you'll get stuck and not lose the weight. Does this make sense to you? It is so important that you realize that you will get thin by eating, not by starving. Just think back to all those starvation diets you've been on before. They slow your metabolism right down, and we don't want that to happen again. I want you to learn to eat the right way this time. When you combine good eating with exercise, you have a fitting formula. By now, you're probably familiar with all the choices you get on each card. Please, don't forget that grain card, especially on those crazy days when suddenly, for no reason, you feel as you could eat a French fry Asian pony. Isn't that, get that, well, get that black grain card pronto. And look, it does have horse, well, as horseradish. And now look, cucumbers are also on the grain card, and they make a great snack. Now, let's take a closer look at her sugar card. As foods in it really don't fit in any other category. Like diet jello, 1 cup of fat makes a good dessert. Look, you can have an ounce of fat-free cheese. Make sure it really is not fat, and not just low fat. How about a dill pickle, or a rice cake? Now rice cakes are interesting, but let me show you a little trick. If you pop them in the toaster before you eat them, they go from interesting to delicious. Your sugar card each item is around 30 to 35 calories. So now you have more food possibilities than before, but if you play your cards right and keep exercising, you'll keep on losing weight and feeling better all the time. And that's exactly what you want. I gotta go. It's time for the rice cake. I have eaten in restaurants all my life. My parents took me, my brother, and my sister took me out all the time. I love eating in restaurants. You don't have to do the dishes. People wait on you. The food is brought to you. It's so easy. I know it's great for eating food from the menus. You have to add things like What are you gonna have? What are you gonna have? Will you always order something that someone asks you in getting because you're going to be able to taste the other person's stuff? I think that's what's so great about eating out. But eating out is very dangerous. It's dangerous because you're not there portioning your food out. You're not there with your measuring cups and spoons. Well, it's like celebration time. Now, some people on deal meal pull back from eating out, but sometimes you have to eat out. So here are some simple rules that you want to discuss the future today. Remember, if you eat out, you still have to pull your cards. Deal meal is not just for food in your home. Dinner is dinner, whether it's your own dining room or whether you're a genius pizzeria. The toughest ones for me, and maybe the toughest ones for you. A buffet, anything where there's a table of free food, and it's so difficult actually can make a decision because, well, I used to go to cafeterias and still up with a dessert, and it just went on and on like the free-for-all. If you're going out for a restaurant, know the cards you're going to have ahead of time. If you're going out for a special meal, pull your cards in the morning for that special dinner, so that you know exactly the cards you can have for particular meals. If you're going to eat out, you got to plan it. All this is very important. Now please don't waste your cards on appetizers. They're all fried. Go for the salad first and ask for the dressing on the side. Then you may be the kind of person who brings their own dressing. Don't feel uncomfortable about that. Don't be intimidated. Ask questions. There's a kitchen back there, just like you have a kitchen. Is there something you want, you can ask for it. If you just want a salad with vinegar or dressing on the side, ask for that. Don't be intimidated by all those fancy salads and stuff. Now look at the entree. Choose carefully. Think of what you had for other meals, so that you can see what you have left for this meal. Now people go into a coma where they sit down at the table. They start passing the bread. Now a piece of bread is a bread card, whether you eat in your home or you eat in a restaurant. You may think it's free. A lot of people think to go out to eat, if they're not picking up the check, they say, "Hey, you're paying the cash. I don't have to pull my cards. Are you nuts? This food is in your tummy." So even if you're not paying with your credit card, you still have to pay with your deal meal cards. They are your lifeline in situations like this. If there's something that is not on the menu, and you know that a piece of grilled chicken is 3 meat cards, and you don't see it, there's a grill back there. So ask for it the way you want it, and it comes out wrong, let the waiter know. I mean, if you brought a shirt, if you got home and had a rip in it, will you take it back? You wouldn't just sit there and say, "I just spent $40 for a shirt, let me mend it." You would go back to the store and say, "Excuse me, there's a ribbon in my shirt." It's the same as eating out. Is there something that comes to you and it's got gravy on it? Or you ask for salsa on the side? Or have to ask questions like, "Does this have any oil in it?" Don't be afraid to ask 6 questions. You're paying for it and you should be getting what you pay for. Now there are some restaurants, and we're going to talk about them as the days pass by, that are a little more difficult than others to break down the food. Like Mexican or Chinese. But that's another day. So if you have to go out, just remember these rules. Dining out for success. Planning on moderation is the key. Always give yourself plenty of time to figure out what you could have. Don't let anyone rush you. Making the right choice is the most important part. Don't feel punished. And remember, every taste counts. Watch out for eating off of other people's plates, because there's an old rule that goes, if you're tasting from something, it doesn't count. It does count. Remember, a second on the list, a lifetime on the hips. Number 5, every taste counts. Remember portion control and ask for a doggy bag. For dessert, there's always fresh fruit. If you want to buy something for dessert, that's about the sugar card for 30 to 35 calories. Fresh fruit dessert. And 7, make sure you enjoy yourself. Oh, where could you come here for her? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the... Oh, hi! You know, way back in grade school, when we learned the Pledge of Allegiance, you had to be sure that our right hand over our hearts. Well, let's talk a little bit about our heart today. When we think about our heart, A lot of people think that looks like this. This is a Valentine's heart, but this is not your heart, because your heart looks like this. As this is the most important muscle in your body, because without a heart, will you be just like the Tin Man of the Wizard from the Wizard of Oz? So you need a heart, and you need a healthy heart. A lot of people don't know much about their hearts. You should know where your heart is. Well, it's right here. And this is the actual size of a heart. This is how big it is. People say, oh, you have such a big heart. But this is really the size of a heart. Now, do you know what your heart does? Well, let me show you. Your heart pumps blood to the other muscles and organs of your body that needs the blood. Now, the blood travels to your arteries and gets to the other areas of a body. And because your heart is a muscle, or it needs blood too. Blood gets to your heart through something called the coronary arteries. These arteries are very important because you say to combine with block with fat and cholesterol, your heart muscle whack you with blood it needs. Then the heart muscle will die. And this is when you have a heart attack. Now, what upsets the heart? Well, the first thing is fat. Let me show you what I mean. It's too much fat fills up in your arteries, then the blood can't get through and it causes up. Think of all this sick stuff caked around your heart. I mean, your arteries. Pretty gross, huh? What else upsets the heart? Well, there's smoking, and it's too much stress in your life, and high blood pressure. All these things can cause damage to those important blood vessels we talked about. So why do we have to take care of our heart? Well, heart disease is the #1 cause of death at an early age in America today. And I think we should get every year bright guide wants us to hand. That's why I want you to learn how to keep your heart healthy. So if you don't want your heart to go all aflutter, here's what you do to keep it beating all day long. Exercise. I tell you this over and over again in these videos. Exercise is the most important ways to keep your arteries from clogging up and keep the blood flowing. It makes your heart stronger and healthier and reduces your chance of heart disease. Now don't smoke, this is tough. Smoking is a nasty habit. The smoke gets into your clothes and your hair, it makes your eyes water, and worst of all, it causes damage to your heart. If you smoke, go to a doctor and get a program to quit. Have you had your blood pressure checked on a regular basis? Some people had high blood pressure because they're overweight. For others, it is a hereditary problem. Whatever the case is for you, make sure you get a check on your blood pressure. If you have high blood pressure and it's untreated, your chance for a stroke or heart attack can increase. Now reduce the fat and cholesterol at the food that you eat. Later on, we're going to talk about which food are high in fat and the substitute food. We're also going to learn about cholesterols. Deal and meal teaches you to make choices of food that are low in fat and cholesterol that are healthy for your heart. If you follow these rules, be sure to keep your heart on a healthy track. You know, you can always mend a broken heart. But if this one breaks, there isn't a bandage in the world that can fix it. So be a sweetheart and take care of the only one you got.